Hello guys and welcome back to another video, and today we are back with another episode of What If History Started Over. And this episode's going to be special because this is the finale of the whole series. Because people want me to do a new series where I start at a specific date and then go forward. You know, just a very long alt history, like a alt history series based off of one objection point. Anyways, so we're starting with the Florida Empire here, or they want to expand into these territories to get the kind of Golden Circle vibes done. You know, maybe even down there. Those are their goals, so they're going to declare war. They're going to go and declare war right on the Union up here, and on, I guess you could call that Mexico or something. They go down, eventually breaking them up, and then they eventually go capture the capital, and yeah. There wasn't too much of a defense down there for the beginning of the war, so they couldn't do too much. But over here, they're going to have much more of a fierce defense, because this Union has a decently strong army. But eventually, they'll push up, and this country will collapse. Now their front line has been made way bigger. Now the Union is kind of struggling. But eventually they decide, you know what, let's just agree to have some peace here. Minor border expansion is allowed. So, what land will they be taking? First of all, they want some of that land, and second of all, they want some of this land. And then they're gonna go all the way down here, and yeah, they decide not to annex all of the country down there. That's just because, you know, you're gonna see in a minute why they didn't, because they're actually making it into a puppet state. Yeah, there's now a puppet state of the Florida people, or the Caribbean people. But their rampage is not done yet. And this is going to cause global anger, because they would know about this, and they probably want to put a stop to it. So they start a coalition against the Florida people, or the Caribbean people. I'm not sure, I haven't rewatched this series. So I hope this is right, and of course more people are going to get involved. They'll be forced to join the puppet. So yeah, all of the Americas are at war, and this would probably shift outwards. British would probably agree to join, which may cause, you know, some unsteady tension. So yeah, we have the most random sides ever. Nothing makes sense anymore. Not in this age. Starting off in the Americas, you see the Florida men getting creeped on into. Yes, I'm calling them Florida men from now on. That's, get used to it. And yeah, they are getting their butts whooped because they just fought a war. They lost a lot of troops, and yeah, the troops are tired. They don't want to fight this war at the slightest. But, you know, there's going to be a big war. It's going to be huge. What some people say, including me. And the push for the capital is going decently well, as they manages to get captured, because, believe it or not, the government in this country is kind of stupid as of right now. So that would cause their whole country... That would cause their whole country to collapse. I cannot speak today. Yeah, you get the point. Nobody makes it out of this in the Americas alive. Now on to Europe. The British would make a landing here and push on in. But the Germans would quickly go and push them back. They'd eventually dig in for a big trench warfare. And meanwhile, Poland is getting their butts obliterated. They're now having a nightmare again and again and again. And this country down here is also getting a nightmare that will quickly die. So now, there's troops coming in from the Americas, and the Germans have to do a quick offensive. But it's no use, because the Union people are here, and they're just spreading out wildly. But eventually, Berlin will fall. From then, it's clear who won the war, so yeah. But in the middle of this war, rebellions would happen. The governments have fallen, and they have all agreed to keep the borders to the pre-war borders, meaning nobody gets anything here. Here's where one thing leads to another, and the sad things start to happen. So, while the governments were collapsing, some bad things happened, like, for example, the food has been cut off, so there's a famine in a lot of countries. Actually, yeah, there's a global famine right now, and that's not good. But guess what? Since the governments are down, a lot of people are dying. And guess what? There's a new disease. There's the death plague, as they call it, or simply the death flu for others. And it is just wiping out people right, left, and center. 99% of the Americas would be dead, with a few stranglers every here and then. But over the years, the Americas completely wiped out. They're all dead. Africa, not any better. They're all dead. And slowly but surely, all the people will die. But there's still one country left, and that is Italy, surprisingly enough, because nobody decided to go over here. So Italy is the last country safe. Everybody else is already dead, so Italy, you're the future of the world. What do you have in store for us? Will they do a grand expansion? Will they rule the world? They would agree to go and expand. So Italy's going to go and expand into this country over here. They don't even have names anymore. Nobody knows the names anymore. They're focused on expansion, baby. Nobody's here to contest them. It's all theirs. Germany? Never heard of them. It's all of Italia now. Yeah, Italy's just, or Italia's going to go on a murder spree, but without any murder. They're just going to go conquering around a bunch of territory around Europe because they can. And if they can, then they should just do it, you know? What's the harm in doing it? It's maybe the world's biggest empire, unironically, with almost all of Europe in Italy's control. They will now start producing more materials. They want to keep themselves alive, to make humanity live on. But it's not going well. More and more people are born, but at the same rate, more and more people are getting sick. It's a deadly race here. But eventually they would get somewhat of a population boost in a few years' time. Here, Italy is not really available to do much, but there's new subdivisions to look at. The mainland of Italia over here is the main hub of the subdivision. Over here is the other subdivision. Over here is a subdivision. Over here is a subdivision, and over here is a subdivision. Two of them. So these are the subdivisions in the new Italian world. They're doing something, at least. Each of them are gonna try to do something different, you know, boost the population up. Population is currently 10,000. They can do it. Besides they can't. The world population just halved. I could go on forever talking about how they would die. All you need to know is that Italia's trying. Italia's trying very hard to keep these people alive, but it's no use. After a decade or two more, the last person would die. Humanity is wiped out from the earth, never to be seen again. And for that, goodbye.